Are you tired of classic houses? Are you asking me for an ultra-modern minimalist villa? Well, I have just the option for you. Today, I'm inviting you to take a look at it. You're watching the Damlex Realty channel. My name is Marina. When I promised you an ultra-modern, high-tech house, I wasn't exaggerating at all. You have to admit, this house truly lives up to that style. Everything here is minimalist, from the color of the facade to the interior finishes. What comes to mind when you see this combination of black and white paired with smooth architectural lines? Think about it, and a bit later I'll tell you what our crew thought, the guys who are filming these beautiful videos for you. The plot of this villa isn't very large, but it has plenty of other advantages that anyone familiar with our region will truly appreciate. We are on the Costa Brava in the town of Platja, specifically in the Politur residential area. And this villa is within walking distance of both the town center and the beach. Plots here are small, first of all, because everything was built up a long time ago, and second, because land here costs crazy money. So large plots are simply unaffordable for many. But notice how flat and incredibly private this plot is. Sometimes you find larger plots, but they have almost no flat surface because, let me remind you, we are on the Costa Brava. This is a mountainous area and finding flat plots is very difficult. The garden here is small but very compact and convenient, especially if you're looking for a holiday villa. When we're on vacation, well, we don't really want to spend our time gardening. And before we head inside, I keep delaying the moment we start looking at the house, building up the suspense. I want to draw your attention to this terrace. It's semi-covered. You can hang out here even in bad weather when it rains because the rain won't wash us out. If someone wants more shade on the terrace, you could easily add awnings. But in this case, I wouldn't recommend it because it would ruin the facade. You'd need to consult with an architect to figure out how to do it without spoiling the smooth, ultra-modern lines of the house's facade. But all right, fine, let's go inside now. We actually came in from the wrong side. We entered the house from the terrace. I'll show you the main entrance a bit later. It is incredibly bright in this house. And this brightness isn't just created by the high ceilings and panoramic windows, but also by the fact that the house faces the sunny side. And of course, all this white color. There is just so much light in this house. For those who don't like gloomy houses with dim lighting, I think this house will be right up your alley. Look at how interestingly it's divided into zones. Honestly, if someone didn't want to have the dining area right here, personally, I would move it. That's probably my only critique of this floor. I would move this dining area. I think it would be better to put an extendable table right here, meaning when guests arrive, we extend it, entertain them, and then fold it back up. And in this corner, we'd have a nice area for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. When there are no guests, I would leave this space completely open, but again, that's just my taste because I really don't like it when everything is crowded and cluttered with furniture. That's why I feel comfortable in this house. There is nothing extra here. True, it lacks some bright pops of color, which again, the future owner can add as they see fit. Because look at how beautiful red and black look against white, right? You can place bright accents like that throughout the house and it will look absolutely stunning. Right here we have Santos Kitchen. This is a Spanish manufacturer, but among Spanish brands, it's considered one of the best. They have a very interesting, sleek design. More and more builders are choosing this manufacturer because when it comes to design, they give the Italians a run for their money. They are cheaper, yet high quality. Everything here is equipped with Miele appliances, German quality. It includes the refrigerator as well. Adjoining the kitchen, we have a storage area. Here we can store things like, I don't know, dry goods, pots, or anything else. And this is for wine. Well, you can stock up on a decent amount of wine here. The house is equipped with an elevator. This is very important because we have 3 levels here. The elevator is turned off right now since nobody is living in the house. Generally, an elevator can only operate if there is a permanent telephone connection in the house. Imagine if the elevator gets stuck. People need to be able to contact emergency services. Here is a bathroom. As you can see, everything here is also kept in that black and white theme. Now, some people might not like it, or they might say, this black and white design isn't my style. It looks too much like a hospital operating room. I can see that point, but I actually prefer a house like this because I know it's very easy to soften this white color and play it up using details. It's much harder to work with houses where everything is too tacky, with way too many textures and colors. No matter how hard you try to make it cozier, it's difficult because you end up with something expensive and flashy but tasteless. Look here, to break up the black and white palette, gray was used as a third color, a very noble shade of gray. It looks incredibly beautiful and elegant. You could keep that style going by adding a bit more red and it would look wonderful. Behind me is the front door to the house. Look at how striking it looks from the street side as well. Just imagine, we walk into the house and we have a wide door and a wide staircase leading us down into the living room. What else is convenient here? The garage. And from the garage, in this case with no stairs or steps, we walk right into the house. The garage isn't too big or too small. It's exactly the size it should be. I think 2 cars can easily fit here. Plus, you can park outside on the driveway. So from my point of view, the square footage allocated for the garage is absolutely spot on. Why didn't they build a larger garage here? Because everything is limited by regulations. If they built a bigger garage, it would mean a smaller house. You can't just build whatever you want here. So you have to decide what's more important to you, the garage or the rooms. What a cool, brilliant solution. Genius is always simple, right? We enter the house and the living room is what welcomes us. And here we are greeted by a double height ceiling, and now we've come up to the bedroom level. We have 3 bedrooms here. Let's start the tour with the guest bedrooms. So here is a bedroom. This is the smallest one, but it comes with its own built-in wardrobes and its own bathroom. You see, to mix things up a bit, so there wouldn't be so much black and white, they chose finishing materials in a different color scheme here. Although I must admit, I would have preferred if they stuck to the same black and white palette. But as they say, there's no accounting for taste. The smoothness of the facade is echoed inside the house by the ceilings. I didn't point it out in the living room, but there are similar flowing lines with integrated lighting there too. And this room has a very interesting ceiling design as well. You know, I think it must look incredibly beautiful in the evening. If we turn off the main light and leave only this one on, it will be amazing. It's not harsh on the eyes and it's a perfect mood for relaxation. And what are we supposed to do in a bedroom? Relax. So even a tiny detail like this was thought through for maximum relaxation. This room is larger and it looks directly out at the sea. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. Today is a weekend, by the way. We're filming videos for the YouTube channel on a weekend. Look at how many sailboats are out in the sea. Wow, we definitely need to capture this. How wonderful, you can hear the seagulls crying and you can see the Platja beach. Well, since I stepped out here real quick, let's talk a bit about this area too. Here you can see the material of the facade. I can't recall the exact name of this material in English, but it's highly durable and washable, meaning you call a cleaning service, they wash it down, and your house will always look trendy and brand new because this material is so easy to clean. It's exactly this material that allows for these semicircular shapes or sharp angles. Nowadays, it's very frequently used precisely for framing the facades of modern homes, plus the material has a glossy finish, which makes the house look very elegant. All right, I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Let me tell you what our team named this house. They said it's a Chanel style house because Chanel loved minimalism and she loved the combination of black and white. So let's call it the Chanel house. We'll have our very own Chanel house right here in Platja. We have a terrace here that is shared between 2 bedrooms. We look at the second one. in a moment. From here, as you've already gathered, we have a sea view. It faces toward Barcelona. This is a very smart orientation because houses facing Barcelona are protected during the winter from the winds coming down from the Pyrenees mountains. Keep that in mind. If you're buying a house in Blanes, Lloret de Mar or Tossa de Mar, you don't really need to worry about this. But if you're buying a house in Platja d'Aro, in Bégur, and the closer you get to France, the more attention you must pay to the house's orientation, because the closer we are to France, the stronger the impact of those northern winter winds. Today is February 21st as we film this. You can't feel the wind at all. There is no wind whatsoever. You can tell by the trees. Honestly, you could already put a sun lounger out here and work on your tan. I'm wearing a blazer and I'm already hot, especially since I'm in black. But hey, as you can see, I dressed to match the house today, black and white. I decided to support the aesthetic. This room has the exact same shaped ceiling, and I'd like to point out the size of the bedroom. It's not small, but the view here is just, I'm losing my train of thought, and I'm supposed to be talking to the camera, but my eyes keep drifting over there. So I'm looking at the camera with one eye and admiring the views with the other. The bathroom. Here we have a shower, a toilet, and a sink. A smart home system is installed here, along with heating and air conditioning. And now we enter the master bedroom. What's behind the door, I'll show you later. Let's start with the bathroom. The bathroom here comes with a bathtub. And it's not very common to find a large bathtub in a master bedroom. Those who have been watching us for a long time know that this is actually a rarity. Usually, as I often tell you, bathtubs are put in children's rooms for bathing kids. But here you see the owner will have the privilege of relaxing in a bath. And it features that same beautiful view. The room comes with its own workspace, as you can see. But if you don't like working in the bedroom, this furniture can be removed. You could put a chest of drawers here. There's a TV antenna connection, so you could set up a TV, and the room would feel much cozier, in my opinion. Personally, I would remove this workspace, and right here, as I always say, is every woman's dream, a walk-in closet. It might not look huge to some, but to me, it's a perfectly fine, spacious size. There are drawers and plenty of space to hang clothes. And the most important and pleasant part is that it closes. Open closets are stylish and nice, sure, but they force us to always keep our clothes perfectly organized. With my chaotic work schedule, I sometimes just throw and toss everything around, so for me these enclosed closets are much better. And now we're heading up to the very top floor. I'm going to tell you what you can do with this space. The elevator goes all the way up to this level, so you don't have to run up the stairs if anyone is intimidated by how many stairs there are. Here we always have the elevator as our lifesaver. So this room, as you can see, is set up as a lounge or a relaxation room. But you could easily turn this into a full master suite for the owners, for example. If this were my house, I would move right up here. I'd have the most privileged view. And I would have my own private terrace, accessible only to the most select guests who are close to my heart. Just look at this terrace. Why do I talk so much about the facade of the house and its architecture? Because we have very few ultra-modern houses on the Costa Brava. Yet this is exactly the product that many of you demand from us. We don't want houses like the neighboring ones. We want ones like this. And Marina will come visit once you find 5 to 10 properties like this for us. But there are no such houses, there just aren't. Anyone who follows our YouTube channel sees how few properties of this type we actually show you. Overall, we have a very serious shortage of new builds. So this property is exceptional not just because it's new, high-tech, close to the beach and has a panoramic sea view. It's also unique because there are no other properties like it, and unfortunately none are expected because we have very little land available for construction. Water has been brought out to this terrace, so you could easily add greenery here. You could put trees or flowers in pots. They might block your sea view a bit, perhaps, but they would definitely add some coziness. Since there is a water connection, if you want to make this a bedroom, You could treat yourself by installing your own personal jacuzzi. You could spend your evenings admiring the Spanish starry sky from the jacuzzi with a glass of wine or Spanish cava. Honestly, you can come up with so many ideas for this terrace, but the most important thing is that it's already here. How you choose to use it is a secondary matter. Now, let's head back into this room. Can you imagine placing a bed right here facing the sea? The bathroom here is small because it wasn't intended to be the main master bedroom, but overall you could absolutely use this part of the house as a bedroom. So if someone needs a fourth bedroom, this could be it. And it would definitely have the best view. Yes, this could be an amazing bedroom for a teenager, for example, because teenagers always like to have some privacy away from their parents. And here they would just have a whole world to themselves. Who knows, maybe a child living in this room would become an astronomer and discover new universes for us, because under a starry sky like this, it's hard not to fall in love with astronomy. At least that's what I think. We usually only do this experiment in apartments in Barcelona, but let's do it in a house this time and check the soundproofing. Zero sound, absolutely nothing can be heard. And it's very warm because of the sun. The house faces the sunny side. Well, it's hard to find a non-sunny side here in Spain, but it happens. And of course, this room heats up quite a bit. I think it wouldn't hurt to install some shades. But overall, since the house is oriented correctly, the winter sun warms it up, which saves a lot on heating costs. I must note, so many of you write to me saying, oh, utility expenses are so high in Spain. Well, if your house is on the north side, down in a valley, in the shade, and if it was built incorrectly, then of course you'll be heating it all winter long, and in the summer you'll constantly have to cool it down instead, meaning it will always be hot in the summer and cold in the winter. In modern houses like this that are built correctly, it's the exact opposite. They stay cool in the summer, and in the winter they retain the heat they get from the outside or from the heating system. That's the major advantage of modern homes. Those who have been watching me for a long time know this. I always say that the house is defined by its details, those details that we might not appreciate or notice when we just arrive and rush through a home tour. Look at the thickness of the glass on this railing. I can tell you, this doesn't come cheap. If this had been built by an average Spanish developer, we would have single pane glass here. It would be fragile, of course, and it would cost less. Look at these edges and how they are finished and smoothed out. I've been to houses where they were left unfinished, and you could easily, well, maybe not cut yourself deeply, but easily scratch your skin. Here, everything is beautifully finished, which is also a costly job in Spain. I mention this because it seems logical to many of you to install a railing like this. It might be logical in your country because the raw materials are cheaper there. But in Spain, everything costs more. Consequently, based on their budget, developers sometimes resort to tricks and cut corners. For example, right over here, you don't need such thick glass. The glass is a bit thinner here, but the edges are still made perfectly safe. Look at the floor tiles. We have very wide staircases, and the tiles are solid white slabs. This also adds to the overall cost of the property. And look at how interestingly the facade is played up here with these geometric shapes. It's very intriguing. I really like this house, and I like it for its sleekness and its location. Anyone looking for a home in Platja surely knows the Politur neighborhood. It is very conveniently located. At the same time, there are no hotels here, no clubs, no noisy bars, yet you have the beach nearby and the town is right next to you. It's a very comfortable walking distance. You can find the price of the house via the link in the description, but let me show you these complexes. This one and the one sitting right above it. Well, the price of some apartments there was about 60 to 70% of the cost of this entire house. Over there, you get an apartment, but here you get a house. So decide for yourself whether this house is expensive or if its price is actually quite reasonable. Well, my friends, our visit is coming to an end. Leave your comments, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Generally speaking, write down whether you like houses with this kind of minimalist interior finish or if you prefer more decorations on the walls, in the interior and in the design. I'm very curious to see how buyers' tastes have changed lately. I have my own opinion on this based on my observations, but I'd love to analyze it by reading your comments, so please write them down. And overall, if you were buying a house in Spain, would you prefer a house with a panoramic sea view, but up on a mountain or something like this? Maybe without that spectacular view, but within walking distance of all the infrastructure. While you're thinking about how to answer my questions, I'm going to finish my coffee. I'll see you in our next episode. This was Marina. If you need a consultation from someone with 20 years of experience in the real estate industry, feel free to get in touch.